Well, hello, pile one. If you chose the Serpentine stone, this is going to be your reading, and we are going to find out about your first sexual encounter with your future spouse. Okay, so obviously this reading is for adults, 18 plus only. If you're a minor, please duck out now. And I will relay the information as it is given to me, okay? All right, so let's just get right into it, okay? So first we're gonna kind of look at the overall energy surrounding, like what's gonna be present when you and your future spouse are in that moment, okay? So here we've got, let's see, Leo. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay these out, and then I'll tell you what I see. Okay. Definitely a lot. It's gonna be very, very fiery, obviously. A lot of passion. A lot of passion. I also see a lot of communication during this encounter. What I mean by communication, there's gonna be a lot of vocalizing, a lot of talking. There might even be some dirty talk in there, because I see, like, what's really standing out to me is the Leo and Mercury together. And this encounter is also going to be very healing somehow. Very, very healing on a very spiritual level. Your future spouse is also going to be very focused on you and making sure that you get yours. I mean, that's going to be at the forefront of their mind. They're going to be very, very tuned into you and your needs, and very interested in what makes you tick sexually, okay? So your future spouse may be they can either be a fire sign. They could actually be a Leo, or they can be Aries or Sagittarius. They could also be possibly an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. I also see it's very playful. Your future spouse is actually very, they are very skilled. One or both of you are very, very, very skilled. I'm not saying that they've had a lot of partners or you've had a lot of partners, but a lot of this could just be intuitive. And they could have had a lot of partners, or you could have had a lot of partners too. That's neither here nor there. They're going to know, just kind of almost intuitively, what you like. And they love talking in bed. They love it. And it may be very well that the sound of your voice turns them on very much. Very much. So, and I'm even hearing like them feeling your warm breath in their ear or on their neck is going to give them goosebumps or give them chills. All right, while you guys are having this encounter. Yeah, it's going to be very steamy, very healing, very, very steamy and healing. All right, let's get some, a lot of hand holding. So they're going to be very affectionate as well. Very affectionate, and they're going to want to know exactly what makes you tick. Ooh, we got gifts. They're going to be very focused on you. Very focused on you. And they're going to be much into balance. So, like I said earlier, they're going to be very, very intent on making sure you are feeling as much pleasure as possible. They're going to be very focused on you and your pleasure. They may even be very into providing you oral pleasure. Yeah, there's so much. They're very balanced when it comes to sexually. Although I am hearing that they're going to be so overly excited by you, they might actually have a very hard time not finishing early. Not because they have a problem like that, but just because they're so excited by you. So don't be surprised if they have to start and stop often because they're not ready to finish yet. They want to make sure. And actually what I'm hearing is not only are they going to want to make sure that you get yours, they're not going to want the encounter to end. They're going to be so into it. It's like when it's finished, it's almost going to be like not disappointing to them, not at all, not in that sense, but it's like, oh, it's over. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to want that moment to end. They're just, man, they're going to be very, very, very into you. Pile one. All right, let's see. What else do we have coming through? All right, so we have prosperity. Oh, maybe multiple orgasms coming through. Empowerment. Oh, and yeah, talent. And that might be the gift too. Okay, so maybe it's something like, you know, they're very into oral, but they're also into seeing if they can give you multiple orgasms in one sitting. And it may be very well too, if you're a female, I guess it doesn't really matter. Like they're either going to be very well endowed, or if you're someone who you know, who enjoys women, you're going to be very impressed by their lady parts. Okay. All right. And they're going to be, so you're going to feel their intent and their focus on you. You're going to feel how into you they are, which is going to make you, like if you're somebody that tends to be in their shell sexually, they're going to, it's going to be second nature for you. It's just like you're going to immediately come out of your shell because, I mean, they're just going to draw you out. You're going to feel how much into you that they are. And you feel like you're a goddess on a pedestal or a god on a pedestal. And so you're going to be very willing to show all of yourself to them. Just, yeah, okay. So I'm seeing a lot of pleasure coming through. It may even be for both of you the best sex either one of you have had. Definitely. So multiple orgasms, very, very passionate, very fiery. I'm hearing very drawn out. And they're going to be just so intent on discovering like every erogenous zone on your body. I mean, they're going to be all about you, pile one, all about you. All right. So let's look at what the dominant energy is going to be. Emotions. So even though this encounter is very passionate and very fiery and super, super sexual, it's not just a physical connection that's happening. Okay, much of and maybe that's partly why it's going to be so healing on both ends, because this is going to be felt on every level possible, but especially in the heart. So, and that's partly a lot of the reason why too, you're going to feel this and be able to tap into this, that this person wants more than just your body. Like their drive is not so much physical as it is emotional, which is why they're going to be so intently focused on you. because they're going to want to wrap up your heart the way it seems that you've wrapped up their heart. So, oh man. Okay, so let's look at what your future spouse is going to be thinking, or what's going to be going on in their heart or in their head during this encounter, okay? We've got the Five of Cups, the Ace of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. Let's see, hold on you guys. And then we have the Two of Wands. Okay, so they are going to be, there's actually some anxiety on their end coming through. Like, they're going to be very overly preoccupied with hoping that they don't disappoint you in bed. Which you're not going to be. You're not going to be disappointed at all. But, and it's not because they think they're bad in bed or anything like that. They are just so into you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know how you know you're really good at something, but when you seem to like go into another level, and to you, you're on another level than what they're used to. Like, they're really wanting to impress you. And they know that they're very good in bed, but just you being who you are, they're going to feel almost pressured. I don't want, no, pressured's not the right word. It's just, they might even somewhat feel intimidated, not because of you or how you treat them, but because of how they feel about you. I have a feeling like this person you're probably one of the first people, if not the first one in a very long time that they felt this way for. So it's going to have them very nervous, because for them, when it's just a physical connection and they're not in their head or their heart about it, it's just, you know, but with you, it's going to be so much deeper than that. And it's actually going to mess with their heads quite a bit because they're not used to feeling this way. So here's balance coming through again. They're really going to want to make sure that you get yours. That keeps coming through. And it's, like I said, it's going to be drawn out. Like, they're going to take their time on you. There's going to be an extended period before you guys actually, you know, consummate it, where it's primarily going to start off with them focusing primarily on you. Oh yeah. So mentally and emotionally, it's like their thoughts and their feelings are going to be all over the place. All over the place. And there might even be, you know, they're worried about disappointing you. And then there's a lot of conflicting things going on. It's like they know that they're really good, but at the same time, it's almost like they're going to have to try to not psych themselves up, but, you know, it's going to almost freak them out a little bit. Like, why am I so much in my head about this? They know they're good. They think you're the shit, pile one. That's pretty much what's going on here. All right, let's see what else will come through. Oh, good health. Okay, yeah, this person has incredible stamina. Incredible. Enigma. Battle armor. I'll tell you what came up right there. A companion. Who, pile one? I'm sensing an all-nighter here. Like your private, like what literally came up is like your private part's gonna take a beating. Because this person, who, oh my goodness. Oh yeah. like I said, there's a lot of conflicting energy going on here. So let me see if I can kind of sift through it and put it in order for you, okay? So this person is so into you, okay? First off and foremost, this person is very skilled in the bedroom, okay? Very skilled oral, very skilled at figuring out what makes someone tick. So, and they know this going in. So with them so with you, it's almost as if they're feeling like they're kind of confused, and at the same time they're put off by themselves, because it's like they're feeling as if it's their first time ever having sex. They don't understand why they're having these anxieties, they're having these self-doubts about their abilities. And what it is that this connection, there's a connection here that's deeper than just physical. It's emotional for them. Whereas before, honestly, it's like they didn't really care if the other person got off or not. Although, you know, they didn't care, although they knew how. Does that make any sense? It's like they knew what they were doing was good, and they didn't care really if the other person got off or not, although normally they would. But with you, it's a whole different ball game with them. Like, you're on a pedestal. And so there's something about you that is a mystery to them. And that's partly probably a lot of what's causing this, like them feeling like it's the first time. Yeah. And from the get-go, like once this whole encounter is over, they're going to want to basically do it with you over and over and over again. They're not going to want to leave your side. They're not going to want to leave your side after this. All right. All right, you guys, so I've got a few more cards, kind of like a last message. So this is kind of like the actions they're going to want to take either during this connection or during this encounter or immediately afterwards. Yeah, you guys are going to put so much work in on you that I wouldn't be surprised if they just, right afterwards, they conk out, they go to sleep. Trust. And then we have a don't stop. Oh, and they're gonna wanna go and go and go and go. Oh my gosh. Like I told you earlier, they're not gonna want this encounter to end. And so they're gonna do everything that they can to kind of draw it out as much as possible. Yeah. So right away, there's just kind of like this trust with you that they have. And with you too, like with the way that, you know, the way that the two of you are, I don't know if maybe you've had some issues in relationships in the past where people have been, where your other half has been unfaithful or not loyal, or anything like that. But either the two of you have communicated prior to this encounter about how important it is to be sexually exclusive, if sexual exclusivity is what you want. But this person is so into communication that you're going to know walking in exactly what you're getting into. And at some point during this encounter, like they are going to finally let go of whatever anxiety, you know, they're gonna know. It's like, okay, you know. So if it feels a little bit awkward at the very, very start of this encounter, just know it's because they're in their heads. Like they're kind of freaked out at how much depth of feeling there is coming from them towards you. And so, just kind of hold space for them in that moment as they kind of adjust to the energy that they're receiving from you, because they're not used to it. Either they've never received energy like that from a sexual partner, or it's been a long, 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 long time. okay? But at some point they are going to relax and let go, and then they're just, you know, their anxieties and their self-doubts and everything like that, they'll finally just relax into the moment and be able to enjoy it right there along with you. And it's going to be the best sex of both of your guys' lives. Okay. All right, pile one, that was your reading. If this resonated with you, do me a favor and smash that like button. And you can comment, share, subscribe. I enjoy your guys' feedback, and I look forward to reading for you guys again very soon. Thanks, pile one. Hi, pile two. If you chose the red Jasper stone, this is going to be your reading. And what we're going to look at today is your first sexual encounter with your future spouse. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna deliver the messages exactly as they come to me. So obviously this reading is for adults 18 years of age or older only. If you are a minor, please duck out now and come back when you are of age. All right, and we're just gonna get right into it, pile two. All right, so first let's kind of look at the overall energy that's going to be kind of present during this encounter. All right, so first we've got, let's see, fixed moon. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's see, line these up real quick. What if I can move these out a little bit more so you can see them all? Yep, okay, good. All right, so I'm getting a feeling from this person, from your future spouse, that they're someone who is very traditional when it comes to sex. Not very much into any kind of kinky stuff. So if that is something that you are into, that's something that you're going to have to kind of help to introduce them to. And we'll get some more information as far as, you know, their willingness to possibly move that direction. But if you're someone who's kind of, and what I mean by traditional, I mean like, you know, missionaries coming through very strongly, missionary and, I'm trying to think how to word this because I know there's, you know, people with different sexual orientation. So missionary and them on the bottom. And so, or, you know, on top or whatever, something like that, like missionary or, you know, one or the other writing the other, okay? Not to say that they wouldn't be, that they may not enjoy other positions, but they're not going to offer or ask that, you know, if you're into other things, you might have to be the one to kind of open that world up to them. Okay, otherwise, if you're traditional too, it's a perfect match. They're not gonna, you know, they have a comfort zone when it comes to sex, and as far as sex goes, they're not coming through to be too exploratory. All right, but we'll see what other energy comes through on your future spouse in that first encounter. So we've got memories, open up, and guarded. Okay. For some of you, I feel like this is someone that you may already have had like a past with. Maybe like this is an ex of yours, someone you may have already had a sexual encounter with in the past. For some of you, that's definitely the case. For those of you who don't know your future spouse, you've never met them before, this is going to be like really the first time. One or both of you is going to be very guarded, very much in your head during this encounter, like very difficult for you to let go of whatever's going on in your mind, to just really enjoy the moment. But they're going to want to open up. but there's this subconscious kind of overriding program that's kind of keeping them and or you, but I'm feeling this is coming from them. Like the first encounter isn't really, like the first sexual encounter isn't really going to be a really good representation of what the rest of your sex life is going to be like, simply because in the beginning this person is going to be so much in their head and so guarded that it's going to be very difficult for them to show up fully in this encounter, because there's, you know, there could be some sexual trauma. There could be emotional trauma, like maybe from, you know, they're just getting out of a really bad, you know, or like the last person they had a sexual encounter with was someone that they were either married to or a long-term situation. There's some trauma of some type coming through, okay? And the very first time, I mean, they may misjudge how ready they were to get back in the sack with somebody again, okay? Let's look at some more real quick. Okay, answers, well-being, and then courage. Definitely some patience is going to be needed on your part, pile 2. This person's heart was broken. Now, if this is someone that you were with and you already know this person and it's like an ex or something, if the two of you had split up and the two of you have started seeing other people and then came back together, they're going to be kind of on guard, wondering if, you know, you're thinking of the other person, if you're really over that person or not, things of that nature. And even if that could be the flip side for you too, meaning like if you don't know this person and, you know, this person knows that you just got out of a you know, a long-term relationship, or even, you know, gotten out of a marriage, they're going to be wondering if there's any part of you still attached to your ex. Okay, so there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of wondering that's going to be happening during this encounter. Okay, like I said, it's not going to be a very good representation of what the rest of your sex life is going to look like. But they are going to be very they're going to realize after this is over, they're going to realize what's the word? They're going to be very forthcoming with why things played out the way that they did. And they're going to let you know if they were guarded. They're going to let you know. Basically, it's like, okay, so this can go one or two ways. You'll have the very first time, and then maybe it wasn't anything like what you expected initially. And so they're going to want to basically, what's that word? They're going to want a do-over, all right? Because they're going to realize how they showed up, and they know that they can do better than that. And so it's like the one after that is when they'll be able to really open up and have the courage to show up fully for you and what you deserve, right? Because they do care about you very much. They very much care about you. They're very... I don't want to say they're going to be very much in their heads about it, because you matter to them very much. You know, this isn't going to be just a physical connection. There is going to be some, you know, emotionality to it as well. Okay. All right. So let's see what the dominant energy that's going to be present during this time. So we've got ancestors. And we got solutions. So we got answers coming through twice. So there's definitely a do-over that's going to be needed. Okay? Definitely. Because this person is just, they're so guarded for whatever reason. They're going to realize they didn't show up for you in the way that they needed to. And then ancestors, this is for those of you who have a who have a connection with this person already. For those of you that don't, this is just letting you know that this person may very well be, besides a soulmate, could be a, this could be a connection that was blessed and guided by your ancestors. And this could very well, you know, yeah, let's get some more information on what they're going to be thinking while this is going on. So here we got the Six of Swords, the Page of Swords, Three of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Swords. So yeah, they're going to be feeling very overwhelmed by fears, anxiety, wondering whether or not you're over a third party. If you're thinking about someone else while you're with them, they're wondering if you have really moved on from whoever, you know, you were with before. Just a lot of confliction. There's a lot of conflicting energy with this person. They want to be with you. They want you. And they're worried that you don't really feel the same. Okay? So just take that in, or keep that in mind during, you know, this first encounter with them. They are going to want to redeem themselves. So if the very first encounter isn't that stellar, it's not because of their lack of ability. It's just because they're way too much in their heads. They're too worried about, you know, you and your feelings towards them, or you and your feelings towards somebody else. And it's going to affect their performance in some way, shape, or form. But they are going to want to be very upfront with you, and they are going to want to redeem themselves. So that means, like, you know, round 2 basically is going to happen. All right. So here we got graduation, mother, inheritance. For those of you who gravitate more towards heterosexual relationships, be very careful with this first encounter. Make sure if you don't want kids right away, make sure you protect yourself, okay? Yeah, and I feel very much for those of you who already know this person. This time around, it's going to be it. Like, no bullshitting with you this time, right? And for those of you who don't know this person, it's just letting you know that this is the real deal. This connection with this person is the real deal. If after, you know, your first 1 or 2 sexual encounters with this person, you're just kind of wondering about things, this is letting you know this is a big, like, this connection is a big deal. A huge deal. Like, you may have had some karmic issues with past relationships in the past where you kept repeating the same pattern over and over and over again. And, yeah, all of that's going to be wrapped up and done. Like, the lessons have been learned. It's time to graduate and to experience the real deal. I know not a lot of information is coming up as far as the first sexual encounter goes, because I honestly think that the person is going to be so much in their head, it's not going to be so flattering. And there really doesn't seem to be too much into it for the first encounter. All right, so let's see what actions are they going to want to take after this encounter is done. So we got the Star, the Moon, Trust, and Don't Stop. All right, so I forgot to tell you guys that there's a few similarities between this pile and pile 1. So if you were torn between this pile and pile 1, go check pile 1 out as well, because there may be some messages in there that came through for you as well, okay? So so after this encounter is done and over with, there's something about the communication, about the, you know, answers and solutions, like the talking that's happened after the first initial encounter is going to put them at ease and put their minds at ease. And so there's going to be hope. Okay. So something is going to be said or communicated to this person that, you know, you're over, you know, your ex, or, you know, like there's nothing to worry about. That's over and done with. The guard is going to come down, right? And then, so emotionally, they're going to be ready to open up to you emotionally, open up their heart to you. So like this very first encounter, like I said, they're going to be withholding a lot of themselves back because they're afraid to show up in that way because they're feeling so guarded. But after the encounter, they're going to realize, how badly they like how much it set him back to not show up fully and authentically. So they're not going to let that happen again. And like I said, they're going to want to do over. They're going to want to do over because they're not going to be satisfied leaving you with whatever impression the very first encounter is going to leave you with. So they're definitely going to make sure that they redeem themselves to you. Because like I said, they really care about you. You do matter to them, and they want to show up for you fully. They want to open up to you completely. There's just some kind of fear that's going to hold them back for the first time, but they're quickly going to get over that fear because they're going to realize how not showing up for you fully and authentically is going to set them back in your guys' relationship. Okay, so don't worry, they're going to make up for it. Okay. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. If this resonated, do me a favor and smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe. I look forward to hearing your guys' feedback, and I will be reading for you again very soon, pile 2. Thank you. Well, hello, pile 3. If you chose the rose quartz tumbled stone, this is your reading, and we are going to look at your very first sexual encounter with your future spouse. So obviously this is an adults only reading. So if you are under the age of 18, if you are a minor, please duck out right now and visit on your 18th birthday if you so choose. Otherwise, we're going to get right into it. So I'm going to deliver the messages exactly as they're being given to me. So some of the other readings were kind of racy. Some of them can be very tame. All right, so I'm just gonna deliver the message exactly the way they're given to me. Okay, you guys. So let's see what pile 3 has in store for your guys's first intimate encounter with your future spouse. So I'm just gonna lay these out, and then I'll let you know what I see. Okay, pile 3, right off the bat, I can tell you, there's something spiritual about this first time. Something about the two, about your energy and their energy merging is going to be very transformative, very healing on a subconscious level, possibly a karmic level as well. Definitely a lot of emotion and feeling, a lot of heart-based energy coming through. You and your future spouse, you have one hell of a connection. This might even be a twin flame connection, possibly, if that resonates. I do see a lot of sex talk. A lot of communication with back and forth about, you know, who likes what, do this, let's switch positions right there, not like that, like this, that kind of thing. Like very good communication between the two of you as far as, sexually goes. Yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and look some more into the encounter. So far, the readings have been, emotional, emotional and mentally based, as opposed to just physical. But this connection, pile 3, your first time, there's something spiritual about it. Something very spiritual, very healing, very spiritual. I'm guessing it's like a twin flame connection. Okay, so here we got romance, friendship, and then we have caution. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of feeling here. And I'm hearing like there's not going to be, like as far as the sexual act itself, there's not going to be any kind of boundary. It's like the two of you are going to be so intuitively connected. It's like you guys are going to almost read each other's minds. And so there are no boundaries when it comes to this sexual encounter with each other. Of course, communication is going to be key because there might be some things that they want to do or try that you don't want to, or vice versa. But this is such an open moment, an open encounter. Like things that you may have never thought you would be willing to do in this moment. It's like game on type of thing. And here's like, okay, so here's the beautiful thing. So we got romance and friendship. So like maybe possibly leading up to this point, your future spouse is someone that you've had, it's almost like they're your best friend. They've become your best friend prior to this sexual encounter. And so the two of you are on a whole other level than most people when they're having their first sexual encounter with somebody. I'm not sure what this caution here is about. I'll go ahead and we will pull some more cards or flip some more cards over to see if we can get some more information about that. Well-being, happiness, yes. Fertility, that might be it. For those of you that are into more of a heterosexual sexual encounters, be very careful. Make sure you use protection if you're not wanting to get, get pregnant on the first night. I'm wondering if there's kind of like some riskiness involved besides, besides getting pregnant. If there's some kind of a, like the location of where this is happening is somewhere maybe a little bit risky where you might get caught by somebody. All right. Well, we'll keep pulling cards, you guys. All right. So let's look at what the dominant energy is going to be. Okay. Spirit guides. And then here we have deep healing. Yep. Okay. So yes, this, your entire encounter with your future spouse, the whole thing is divinely guided. And the whole purpose for the union the sexual union as well as the spiritual union. So this is the ultimate consummation. It's like you're like the two of you, you're not just physically merging, your spirits, your souls, your energy is merging as well. The only thing that's different is as you're, when the sexual encounter is over, while your bodies will physically separate, your energy will remain infused. Okay. And that might be a caution too, to make sure there's a difference between, energies being merged together and then complete enmeshment. Like you don't want to lose yourself completely in this connection. And you may want to. I mean, there may be a part of you where you just want to completely just out, because this encounter is going to be so life-changing, so intense, so beautiful. You're gonna want to, like, not only physically merge with them, but spiritually and energetically merge with them to a point where you want your whole life, your whole world to like revolve around this person. And that's, it's beautiful in theory and in concept, but actually it can be very damaging. Okay, so be very careful. It's okay, your energies are going to merge and they're going to stay merged, but be careful not to become completely enmeshed. All right, you don't want to lose yourself. You need to still be who you are, and not lose so much of yourself after this connection. Okay. All right, let's look at what they are going to be thinking and or feeling during the sexual encounter. And here we got the Page of Cups, the Chariot, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Emperor. All right, so they are very, their energy is very masculine. Very masculine. They're going to want to take care of you. They're going to want to provide for you. And in a sexual context, this means that, well, they're going to be more traditional than not, but they're going to want to be more than just your lover. They're going to want to be your protector, your provider, like you're not going to want to, this is someone you're not going to, not you, this is someone that someone else isn't going to want to come up against. Like if someone tries to hurt you or wrong you in any way, this person's going to be almost like a lion. Yeah. So and they're going to want to move forward. Like they're going to want to progress the relationship fairly quickly after this, because there's something, they're going to feel the intensity and they're going to feel the otherworldly connection in this sexual encounter just like you will, and it's going to completely blow their mind, and they're going to want to, because of that, progress the relationship further fairly fast. So whatever the next level is after this encounter, expect that it happens almost immediately, okay? But during the encounter, they're going to be all about you. All about you. And they're going to be super focused on making sure that your needs are taken care of, sexually, emotionally, mentally, physically, any which way, shape, or form. If they're, they're going to want to ease your fears, whatever fears you might have. This person is very giving of themselves in every way possible. So like sexually, this is going to mean like, they're going to want to take some time really getting to know your body. I'm not really sure how they feel about, I mean, they're willing to do oral, but I'm not sure if it's something that they like love, like they'll do it. But as far as like, I'm feeling like this first encounter with them wanting to make sure that you are completely taken care of, it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if they spend an extended period of time focusing on pleasuring you first before they even get started. That could possibly mean oral. One of the other piles I picked up that person like really liked it. Like that was one of their things. This person, it's more or less more of, they just want to make you, they want to, they're so, okay, here's what it is. They are so attracted and so turned on by you expressing pleasure. That's part of the communication too. Like they're turned on by hearing you moan, hearing you react to whatever it is they're doing. And they can pay more attention to that when they're just giving, right? Because when they're receiving and the two of you are, you know, giving and receiving pleasure at the same time, they can tend to, their own pleasure tends to kind of like supersede. So what they love though is being completely immersed in you receiving pleasure from them. And so this first encounter is going to be them at the very beginning pretty much focusing solely on you, because the sound of your voice and the way that you react to what they're doing to you is such a turn on for them. And it might actually send them over the edge. Interesting. All right, let's see. We'll get some more cards going here. Consummation. Yep. So obviously, I mean, it's the first sexual encounter, and so that's the physical consummation, but it's deeper than that. This is an energetic, spiritual consummation between either two twin flame souls or, you know, karmic soulmates in a good way, not like a negative karmic soulmate, but like somebody that you contracted with before you incarnated here to experience this lifetime with, okay? Poor health, clarity, teamwork. Okay. So you're going to be just as into them as they are into you. So the two of you are going to mirror each other. Like as much as they are getting off on how you are reacting to them, you're going to get off on how they are reacting to you. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of like, because the two of you guys, like this spiritual union is a big, huge effing deal. It's huge, right? Especially if it's a twin flame union and it's the first time you guys physically consummate. I mean, amazing, miraculous stuff can happen, and that might actually happen. There might be a sense of, you know, it could be something as mundane as, you know, one of you kind of has a cold or something like that, and then after you're done, it's gone. But the energetic happening as a result of this union is just going to shift something in both of you, where this healing happens in every which way, shape, or form. Mainly emotionally, mentally, and subconscious, okay? So if there's any traumas that you or the other person have experienced that you've had a hard time getting over, this spiritual union, this spiritual consummation during this first sexual act is going to heal. It's also going to provide clarity a lot. Just the psychic, intuitive, the sensitive nature of your guys' connection is just gonna unearth all kinds of things. This is amazing. Amazing. All right, you guys, I got a few more things here, a few more cards, and this is just going to give us an idea of the actions they're going to want to take after this first encounter has finished. So we got the Star, let go, relax, and release, and then remember who you are. Okay, so spotlight's on you. They're just going to be so enamored with you that, I mean, to them, they're going to put you on a pedestal. And it's like something about this union restored hope to both of you about something. If they've been holding back, or if you had a feeling like they've been holding back on you prior to this, like whatever guard or whatever, like if they've been going kind of reserved or something like that, that's gonna, all the walls, all the guards, anything they felt reserved a little bit about, like if they were kind of like, you know, feeling you out and seeing when you're like, all that's going to be gone. They're going to show up fully for you. Like that, I feel like that's what this means too. Like you're going to see exactly who they are, and just like they're going to see exactly who you are as well. And yes, remember who you are. There could be some kind of a spiritual awakening happening as a result of this encounter. Intriguing, intriguing. This has been a very interesting, borderline shocking reading, pile 3. So if this resonated with you at all, do me a favor and smash that like button. Comment, share, subscribe. I look forward to your feedback. And I will be reading for you guys again very soon. Thanks, pile 3. Well, hi, pile 4. If you chose the really dark Smoky Quartz, this is going to be your reading. What we're going to be looking at is your very first sexual encounter with your future spouse. Now, if you are, obviously this reading is for adults only, so if you are under the age of 18, please duck out now, and feel free to come back when when you're of age. Okay, 18 years of age or older. All right, so with the kind of reading that this is, I'm just going to give you the messages as they're given to me. So you know, some of these readings have been racy, some of them have been quite tame, I guess you could say. It just really depends on the energy and you know, the messages that come through. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the cards situated, and then I will let you know what I see. Let's see. Yeah, okay, good deal. So, right off the bat, you and your future spouse, this is definitely a destined connection. The two of you have a purpose together. As far as the sexual encounter itself, there's something there's some risk involved here with, I don't know if there's risk involved with the relationship, but since this is a sexual reading, it's almost as if the first time involves some kind of risk. I don't know if that means it's going to be in public where you might risk getting caught. There is kind of a feeling here of, you know, it might happen maybe with somebody that you work with, or it could be happening at work. Maybe it's kind of one of those things where the encounter itself, I don't know, there's some kind of risk involved, you guys. I do have a feeling like the first place it's going to happen at, though, is going to be somewhere very nice. So like maybe inside of a mansion or inside of a really nice hotel room. You know, there's more. I don't know. It's really weird. I'm not picking up yet on any kind of excitement. Like the feeling, I don't know, like this, maybe it's something that's like like it's not anything, like this is very unexpected. Like the two of you coming together in a sexual union, like for the first time, like it's very unexpected. Almost forbidden for some of you. Definitely unexpected. So this isn't something where it's like you guys, you know, maybe have been dating for a while. No, it's almost like the two of you get together. One thing leads to another, and very unexpectedly, you end up having sex. So, very interesting. This is the first time this has come through in any of these readings. But regardless of, you know, how unexpected it is, it's supposed to happen. North Node is all about life purpose. It's all about destiny. It's all about, you know, the path and stuff like that. And so, yeah, this is very much something that is supposed to happen for some reason, okay? But I don't see like the two of you have been dating for a while. It's going to be very shocking and very surprising on both ends, okay? Like, whoa, did that really just happen? All right, so let's get some more information. Why am I picking up on some regret too? Okay. Let me just get some of these cards out here and get them situated, and then I'll tell you what I see. This is really, you guys, this is interesting. Let's see, make sure you guys can see all these. Yeah, let's get them moved up. And here we hear, I hope you can hear the siren in the background. There's something up with this, with the sexual encounter that is very, very, very risky. Like there stands to be something to lose. So I don't know if that means, if it's happening at work, maybe someone's job can be, you know, or both of your guys' job can be on the line. I'm hoping maybe for a very few of you, maybe one or both of you are in an established relationship. I'm hoping not. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But there's something very, very risky about this first encounter, something very, very unexpected about it. Very shocking. Like, whoa, what the hell was that? All right. But there is like a feeling of mutual respect. Of course, trust, willpower, yeah, is definitely going to be tested. Obviously, with the willpower coming through and then this being the first sexual encounter. Pretty much all logical thinking, all rational thinking goes out the window. Because in the moment that it's happening, it's like, this shouldn't be happening. I don't even know how we got here was not expecting this. Like there might be some kind of an attraction, but, and maybe one or both of you might be blindsided. This may be somebody that you had no idea has any kind of an attraction to you, or even vice versa. But it is, you know, in the midst of this, of the encounter, as unexpected, as risky, and maybe even as quick as it might be, you know, provided thinking about this is going to be someone who ends up being your future spouse. I mean, obviously, there's a path here for you, the two of you guys together. I'm not sure what the psychic abilities at this point is pointing to. We'll go ahead and pull some more cards to kind of figure out. Let's see. So let's look at the energy that is going to be dominant at the time. So we got knowledge, and then we got release. This whole thing is just an enigma. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like the clarifying cards don't even clarify. Like, oh my gosh, there might be some things about this connection that need to remain hidden for you guys for some reason. All right, well, I'm just gonna pull some more. So let's figure out what this person is going to be thinking after, you know, this encounter is done. So we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. Okay, we got the Fool, the Moon. Yeah, there's that hidden part. We got the King of Cups, and then we got the Six of Wands. Okay, so I'm feeling like it's someone who might be a little bit older than you. And this person does have some kind of feelings for you. Do you know who this is, pile 4? Because it's coming across like this whole thing is just going to, like, wow. It's gonna shock this shit out of you. Seriously. You're gonna be like, what? I had no idea. But I mean, overall, okay, so yes, the riskiness, the kind of feeling of there being some kind of a forbidden feel to this first encounter. It's going to start out risky, but obviously long term, it's going to end up a very beautiful connection. Okay, because the two of you are going to be fairly in balance, because we got earth and then we've got water. We got yin and yang. Actually, this, yeah, you got the male and the female. So it's going to be a very balanced union after things finally get established. Like whatever is hidden, whatever is remaining hidden. And this could also mean that this person has been trying to keep their feelings and their attraction to you under wraps, probably because I'm really picking up like boss vibes, supervisor vibes, you know, client consultant vibes, something like that. Like someone that has, I don't want to say authority, but maybe it's someone you look up to as like maybe possibly a mentor, a coach, something like that. Like this person is someone that you might look up to. And you know, something's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know if it might be at like a work function. I don't know if it's something that's going on at this person's house. But it's really gonna like just catch you off guard. And there's definitely risk involved to it. But it's supposed to happen, you guys. This is a fated union. Fated, it's destined, it's meant to be. And what you guys are going to be experiencing is going to be So it's kind of hard to read the actual sexual encounter itself, like what's going to be going on during the actual encounter. And probably because the energy between the two of you, like the mental and the emotional energy that's going on is just so shocking. It's almost going to be like a blur that very first time. I'm not picking up that you guys are really going to be able to like go slow and really enjoy each other's, you know, company that first time. Maybe that's why. It's just because it might even be quick. I'm hearing frenzied, like the passion, because you might have an attraction to this person and have no idea that they have an attraction to you. And so when it's made known, it's just like, boom, it's like fire, like an explosion. And it's like the two of you just have to have each other in that moment. Like there's no talking. And excuse my French, there's no talking, there's just fucking. And I don't mean that like in a way where it's just like, that's all it is. No, I mean, it's hard to explain. It's like you just have to have each other. And the solar eclipse card, that's like borderline awakening type of stuff. But afterwards, though, you know, when the initial shock wears off and the two of you are able to really like, you know, go about it the right way, I guess, the connection is going to be a beautiful one. Beautiful. I mean, the two of you coming together, both of you are just going to be learning all kinds of new things together. Even sexually. It's going to be a whole new world. All right, so let's look at some more cards, you guys. There's a lot of information coming through, but it's like it's being hidden on exactly how everything fits together. Seriously. So we got, all right. You see, Enigma. But it's supposed to be, this is being guided, but there are facets of this connection, of this moment, that are being kept hidden. And I keep hearing, you'll understand in the moment why that is. But this person is going to be very giving of themselves towards you. And they may already be, because of this underlying want for you. And they are going to see you as an angel. Like, to them, they already see you as this. It's like, to them, you glow. And it is so interesting how neither one of you can tell or really see how the other one feels about the other. And it might just be because, you know, this connection is being muted. It's being hidden from both of you until the right time, I guess. Interesting. All right, so let's look at what action they're going to want to take after this encounter happens. So we got guidance. You are divinely guided. Manifestation and joy. So they're going to be besides themselves that this whole thing even happened. But they are going to seek you out, though. Like, they're going to ask you on a real date. Like, we need to do this right. If this is what, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Very spontaneous. So, your guys' first time with your future spouse, right now, it's like, you don't even know this person is your future spouse. It's going to completely take you off guard. It's just going to be one of those things that happens. You know, I don't know, maybe the two of you are having drinks together, you know, one thing leads to another, and then boom, right at the same time, the veil falls, and then the two of you see each other clearly, and the two of you see each other's attraction to the other clearly. And it just happens, taking both of you completely by surprise. Yeah. All right, well, pile 4, that was your reading. If this reading resonated, do me a favor and smash that like button. Comment, share, subscribe. I really value your guys' feedback, okay? And I look forward to reading for you guys again very soon. Thank you, pile 4.